directly for a slot card. He would just, music was put on it. But this album was made for street release on what you see right there.
Yeah, so this is really cool because he's actually, you can buy, actually I guess a lot of the artists are doing the slot music. This one actually is a player with his picture on it, and it's preloaded with his music on the slot card.
And you can add other music of your own to it.
So this one's really pretty
But
cool.
they basically...
Did you write down the cells I had? I took the pictures of it.
Yeah, I got, no, basically, they're going to have, it's reasonably priced. They're trying to make it really competitive with buying DVDs.
Actually, they made it so competitive. I mean, because one of the things they talked about, the challenge with music, with the MP3 players, is that some people, it's like, they give it to the kid, to have the kid put all the music on there, or they have somebody else do it, or they basically don't do it, or it's too much trouble. So with slot music, you can buy the album pre-done on it.
Yeah.
It's like buying an album, but just on a little
it's on this, so it's a really a neat way of selling your selling your music, because you can do this with it. You can also put your music videos on the same thing.
No, actually, the slot card doesn't look like this. This is actually the MP3.
That is the player.
The player. The slot card
looks like a little tiny...
Like a little SD card.
An SD card, which basically can be taken and put in any device you have.
Yeah, so that was really cool because you can take your music with you because you don't always have your library. Now, the cool part when you were talking about the music is that they have genres of music.
Yeah, well, no, they have a slot radio. And slot radio is a little bit different. Actually, it's actually smaller than that.
It's like about this big.
And then they have your SD chip, and there's like 1,000 pieces of music on the SD chip.
Yeah, for $99. For $99 you get the device as well as the chip.
And right now the device and the chip. And for $39 more, they have
1,000 songs.
They have seven things. There's a different genre. There's like a whole series of genres: rock and roll, country. All of them on. And the music that is on each one of the cards that goes into the slot radio, which does play FM radio, folks.
Yeah, that was cool.
It basically it is chosen by the people over at Billboard. So that you've got a big diversity of what people might like to hear. So
I thought it was pretty cool.
And, and they're $39. They'll be, right now, with the slot radio, they're including one with it. So you can buy 6 more to go with it. So for a very low figure, you can have, a 42,000 song library.
Well, and then they had for their older models of their MP3 players, where you could.
Upgrades.
They have upgrades so you can have them to do slot music, which was actually really nice of them to do.
But in reality, though, any device that you can put the card into, you can have the slot card will give you music. There is a devil in the detail.
Oh, he always comes up with
those. The devil in the detail is because it's a digital rights nightmare, except for one minor thing as far as they're concerned. That if you try to take it off of the original device and put it on something else, there's a pay sign that comes up. That you can buy the music. You can't transfer it, but you can.
Yeah, but you can take. Here's the cool part: is your iPod sitting on your iPod? So, as long as you can connect to that iPod, but this one you can take it out.
Yeah. Okay. And see the little. They give you little earphones. I mean. On this thing with little earphones, every kid already knows that. You replace the earphones with a recording device, you steal every piece of music that's on it. There's your digital rights nightmare. Even though they're licensing the music, from the people at EMI, Broadcasting Incorporated and other places, it basically it's going to shaft the people that are doing the recording.
The artists.
Yeah, the artists. So.
Although, you know what, some people really care about the quality, others don't.
No.
But because part of it, whether they do it off of that or they do it off of a CD.
I can take the music off of this, run it through, put the cables, hook it to my computer, which has a really great sound. I've got all kinds of systems on it for recording music, pro stuff, inexpensive. I can record it just as good a quality as it is on this.
Really?
So any kid can do it.
I was going to say, you sound like a kid.
I know, but
That's because he grew up in an era where they did all that.
I know.
Of course, I never did anything like that.
That is still anything. No, okay. I came in an era where people thought that if they played the music on the radio, it was yours to tape, and we would tape everybody's songs. Nobody would. We weren't buying albums when I was, 50 years ago. We weren't buying albums. We were taping. Of course, we had blunderbuss tape machines. We were doing tapes of the guys playing the music on the radio.
Yeah.
Then you'd pass the tape around to everybody, and they'd make tapes off the tapes.
Yeah, but they were never as good as buying an album.
Not then, but then I got into broadcasting school, and then we were using this school of broadcasting equipment,
Okay.
and we were doing it. Now they have a computer which you can get inexpensive software. I mean, the kids know it, and they basically what happens is the company gets out of the problem by simply saying, well, we're not responsible for what happens after we've sold it.
Oh, that's true. So, this may be something, I don't know how much longer, but people will still find a way around other things.
So you got
Shall we tell them about D-Link?
You went to D-Link,
Okay,
I didn't.
I went to D-Link. Now, quite honestly, D-Link is having a VIP party at Tao,
Yeah.
which is just before the Diana Ross concert. So, of course, you want to go to that. But here's the coolest part, is there's lots of parties that you can go to here at CES. Not as many as there have been in the past, but you want to go to something that you're kind of interested in?
Yeah, well, we've been to the Tao many times, and the Tao has got really good food.
I don't know if there's food there.
I don't know, who knows? Sometimes they serve
you
it,
got
sometimes
food.
but we got spoiled by Big Tao parties, so.
Oh yeah, that was the Bodog
Yeah.
party. Oh yeah. Okay, so D-Link. Now, D-Link, you're probably very familiar with them, with networking in the house, Ethernet cards, routers, things like that.
They're like Netgear and Linksys. Basically, everybody knows Netgear or Linksys. If you don't know D-Link, but if you know Netgear or Linksys, then you know D-Link because they are at that an AudioVox.
Now, here's the cool part, here's an extreme end storage router. Now, this router right here, you can plug into. Now, remember all those things where they're doing the digital photo frames?
Yeah.
Here's a storage router that is also digital photo frame. Yeah. Or it can broadcast the weather.
Oh, I remember this is the one that's in so much trouble.
Oh, they are?
Because of the fact that, because they're basically, people are backing into the digital photo frame because it is also a router.
Oh, is this the one?
That's the one, yeah.
Ah, okay. So.
Now, it's a hacker's delight.
Well, here's the other part. It's a storage router, which means not only is it a router, but it also stores information. So you can kind of, in a way, use it like a server, which causes the problem. But since you're talking about hacking, here's the other thing. Oh, it's not on here. Oh. Okay, D-Link, it has a partnership, and I don't have anything on here, because I was thinking it was in this brochure. I could go get their business card.
What it is probably a content provider again, I would bet.
It is. Hold on just a minute.
The whole thing about CES this year is content. Everybody seems to think, okay, I'll go off while she's getting the thing in the other room. I'll go off on my tangent. The simple fact is, if you built a cheaper product that did what it needed to be done, you could sell it by the tons. Instead, they get this idea that why we're not selling is because we don't have enough Tinker Toys in our product. Just like
I like all the toys.
Last year, Bling Bling was the big thing. They didn't sell, so they blamed it. Well, they didn't buy it because the economy went bad and they weren't buying Bling Bling. No, they didn't buy it because, and one of the guys said, okay, that they're not going to buy a $3,000 television set, but they'll buy a $2,500. No, they won't. They don't have $2,500 to buy. When you could buy a 20-inch TV set for $50 in color, why do you want to buy a $2,500 piece of equipment? You could buy every TV set in your house for $2,500.
They did say that there's or actually, was this during Toshiba? No real volume over $2,500 price point.
Yeah.